everybody, welcome back to JazzedTutorials. I hope you're ready for a fun and awesome tutorial, because I sure am. Alright, so we're going to be making a relatively cool text effect, and I'm also going to add a photo into this effect because I just think it screams add a photo, but you'll see why towards the end. So this is a more intermediate tutorial, not really too advanced, but also not for a beginner because it's very time consuming and there's a lot of layers and steps involved. So if you're a beginner, you can watch this and you'll learn something for sure, but I don't know if you can follow along to the way some of us can, if you get what I'm saying. Anywhoozers, let's get started. So I have all these layers pre-made because, as I've always said, it takes forever to do certain tutorials and it's just easier to have all the layers already made and to go step by step through them. And that being said, let me explain how I got this first layer. This first layer, you'll notice, is already like a very cool background layer. Now to make that, what I did, I made a new shape layer. The shape that I've used is a rectangle shape. Grab your rectangle tool and make a complete rectangle that fills the size of your document. Now you can use any size document you like. I chose standard 800 by 900 or whatever it was, the 800 by 600, sorry, 800 by 600 standard document, and I made a rectangle. The color doesn't matter because we're going to change that, so once I made that, I double click my layer, double click, we're going to add a gradient overlay with radial as our style. Our scale is 150%, and this is how I made my gradient. I went from a white over here to another white, and then in the dead center I added this cool creamy color here, and then all the way towards the end here I've added a magenta-like color of such. That's the choosing colors. Click OK, and you're going to have that lovely looking one there. Now above that, I have now added a color balance because I want to contrast some of these colors and make them pop. So go ahead and add a color balance adjustment layer. And within this adjustment layer, this is what I've done. I changed the midtones to -50 for my magenta. I didn't change my shadows, and I did not change my highlights. It's the only thing I did with that. So that's there. Now I have grouped those two together just because I want to make sure that's where that is and whatnot. You'll go back to your original shape layer momentarily. So go ahead and duplicate that shape that we've made. And you're going to add a gradient overlay again. It's going to be the same gradient overlay basically over and over again, and the reason what we're doing is we're just adding more depth, more contrast. Now yes, you could probably use the brightness and contrast in the image adjustments, but that may not give you the effect you want, so I just duplicated my layer 3 times and eventually got a contrasted color I liked. All layers are the same, nothing is changing, so leave it there. Except for a couple of them, I did change the scale to 100%, not the 150, if you noticed that already. The next two copies are not 150, just the first one. Alright, so once I did that, oops, we don't need that layer just yet. So once I did that, I then went ahead and started in on some cool little brushy effects. Now, you'll notice here, these are now brush effects that I have on my computer. Some of them you'll actually find here. Now, for the pink layer that I have there, go to your brushes over here. I think it's over here. Where is it? Yep. This is actually the star tip. The star tip is a standard Photoshop brush. Where is it? Did I not load it? I don't know if it's loaded or not. Anywhooser, I know it's 100% in here. It's a standard Photoshop brush, but mine's not loaded because I just got all this new stuff and whatever. But yeah, go in here and adjust your shape dynamics, your scattering for sure. Your scattering is what's going to give it that really cool effect. So go ahead and scatter that. You can add whatever you like to it. This part is also optional, but I just think it adds to the effect. You could also probably download brushes that would do the same effect without doing it this way, but I just think it makes it more your own if you do it that way. If you use a brush, you're downloading somebody else's brush they made, so yeah. Okay, so I did that. That's my 2 there. There's that. I had some more there. And then we have some more lighting. This, I just grouped a bunch of stuff together that I made just randomly. I just took a brush, made some squiggly lines. You could also do the same squiggly line thing if you use the pen tool. That is if you're adept to using the pen tool. And then go ahead and add an outer glow on that layer and just the standard screen, 75% opacity, 5 pixels, and boom, you got yourself a glow. Coolness, right? Yeah, so that's that. Just a few little cute little things there. But again, it's all optional. You don't have to do this next step. So if you're not doing this step, which I think you should, but if you don't want to do this step, you can skip right to the text. And alright, now that we have everything, the background complete, and everything's cool there, let's work with our text. Now the text is very simple-ish. I would deem it simple, but that's just me. Double click it. Let me make it visible. We're gonna make it visible. Now you'll notice that's the final product there. The font that I've used is Myron Pro Bold. Now I don't know if everyone's gonna have Myron Pro. It came with my computer, so I'm assuming you will. But again, I don't know if it's just a Mac product text font or if it's a Windows font. I don't know. In here I'm using bold condensed. That came with mine as well. Okay, so once you have that, go ahead and set your fill to 70%. And I've used a white color for my font, by the way, if you didn't notice, if you aren't aware of that. Use white for your font color. And we're going to add a lot of stuff here, guys, so let me explain. So we're going to start out with the bevel and emboss. Inner bevel, smooth technique, 111% depth, directions up. Size is 6, soften is 0. Uncheck use global light, we don't need that. 127-degree angle, 70-degree altitude. Down here you have screen for your highlight mode with the white color, 100% opacity. Shadow modes, multiply with the black color and a 0% opacity. Moving down to contour, we've chosen this lovely one here. This is a standard contour. It shouldn't need to be. It's this one over here in the corner. Okay, some contours, I will say, guys, are not going to be in here, and it's not because you don't have them, it's because they're not loaded. You can load contours as well. There's a lot of stuff you can load into Photoshop, so go ahead over here to your little toolbox here, and it'll say load contours. Go into your presets, and it should be there if it's not already loaded, but it should be there, I promise. The range is 90%, and the anti-allies is checked off on this one. I'm not sure if it will be on your side, but it is on mine. Alright, moving downwards with inner shadow. The inner shadow, I chose a blend mode of multiply. And the color I chose, I took the eyedropper and I dropped a random color over here in the corner, and that's what I got. If you want to go ahead and use a different color, you can. Just use the eyedropper and pick a color from your background, but that's what I'm choosing there. Alright, 85% opacity, 120-degree angle. Use global light will be checked on this one. 8 for your distance, 25 for your choke, and 16 for your size. Let's move forward to inner glow. We have a color dodge blend mode with a 50% opacity. The yellow standard colors there. Center for your source, 0 choke, 3 pixels for your size. That's that. Moving to satin, we have also checked another color with the eyedropper tool. I chose this one in the corner here. Again, you can choose any color you want through your background using the eyedropper, but there you go. We have overlay for my blend mode, 80% opacity, 90-degree angle, 29 pixel distance, 29 pixel size, and this contour is over here. It's this one here on the bottom. Like I said before, if it's not there, load it. I know it's in there. Anti-allies and invert are selected. Next but not Last, we have color overlay, and again, I use the eyedropper. I selected another color from this background. That's my color of choice. You can choose it or you're not. It's up to you. 100% opacity, the blend mode of normal. We then have our last layer of drop shadow, multiply, and the color again is this one here. And I use the eyedropper again to select a color that I liked. 75% opacity, 120-degree angle. Check use global light. Your distance is 4, spread is 0, size is 7, and check off the layer knocks out drop shadow. Sometimes it's not selected, but this one it should be. Click OK, and you'll have the effect you see there. And this text, by the way, should be above everything on top, so that you get your cool little lighting things in the background. Now, in the way beginning, I talked about adding a cool photo to this, and I'm going to show you why I think it's a cool idea. Because using a black and white photo, if you have a black and white photo you want to use, go for it. Put it in there. A black and white photo set to overlay will give you this really awesome effect as you see there. I, of course, have stretched out my photo, and I also used a soft round eraser brush to erase the bottom-ish to blend it into the background. That's what I got there. Yeah, so that's the cool tutorial. I hope you liked it. I loved it. I love making it for you guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, whatever you may have, you can comment below. You can also inbox me here if you must, or if you would like to. You can check me out on all social media. I am everywhere you are. However, I'm not on Instagram. If you guys want me on Instagram, hit me up with that, and I'll see what I can do. But I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. I'm also on DeviantArt. Hit me up on Famebit. I'm on fullscreen.net as well. Check me out there. Follow me on there if you don't. Yeah, thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, and all that stuff. Team Awesome is who you are. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're everything I want you to be. Stay awesome and make art. So, I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll have a back to basics next week. I'm sorry about this week not having one, but I've been crazy busy with my other job, so yeah. But you have this now, so enjoy and have a fabulous weekend.